This year's men's basketball team is led by 7 seniors. So we have some guys with some experience who can help us. We're counting on them, especially late in games, because most PSAC games are very close. They're usually about 5 to 7 point difference. These guys have been experienced now. Some of them here, some other places, but overall, having older guys puts us in a position that down the stretch of games, they've been there before, and hopefully we can close out some games. Our roster was built specifically that way. We have 7 seniors and then a bunch of underclassmen. The older players are helping the younger players acclimate to being college basketball players, but having older players to mentor, specifically Cedric Powell, Matt Tamanowski, they're players, Malik Carter, Jeremiah Wortham, they're players that have actually, they have played for 4 years, and they know what it takes to be successful. And they have taken on the role of really mentoring or walking aside the younger players. I love every day in practice Cedric Powell spends time with our freshman point guard, Eli Alvin. Eli knows that his playing time will be minimal because of Cedric's being a senior and averaged 37 minutes a game last year for us. But I think Cedric takes on the role of saying, hey, in the future it's going to be Eli after I leave. So having these guys has been great. Well, as I've said, if you're close to our huddle at any time, whether it's in practice or a game, we put our hands together. We're unique. We don't say let's win or defense or score or whatever other teams say. We do say the word family. And that's the culture that I've tried to build here since I've arrived. I'm especially excited because I finally have a roster that I put my fingerprint on, meaning, you know, the entire roster are players that I chose. So having these guys with experience, part of our basketball family, and that family carries, you know, the part of the job is to make them work well together, both on and off the court. We have built a very strong basketball family that I'm tremendously proud of, both in the classroom and certainly on the court. I hope our family continues to have success this year in the growth pattern we've had the last 2 years. And you're right, we did have a number of losses last year that were in single digits. And I think that experience should benefit us this year. When the score is tied and there's 30 seconds to play, or we're down 1 or up 1, having guys who have been there and weren't able to finish it last year, that experience should help them this year in getting over that hurdle. Having older guys who have experience, have been there, who know that when we have Kutztown on the ropes and it's a close game here at home and they're a top 10 team in America, finding our way to actually finish the game. Last year we weren't able to, twice. But hopefully this year, not only that team but other teams, we now have, we've been there. And once you've been there, you've experienced it, and now we know what not to do. Because there's a lot to learn in what not to do as well as what to do. You know, our players, we sat and talked about our goals. And a lot of teams sit down and put a goal. Should we win the conference? Should we cut down a net? Should we try to do this? We set a goal of just win the next game. Now, it sounds pretty simple, but our goal is simply just win the next game, because if you just take care of business on a daily basis and you just win the next game, eventually you chip away at what is could be construed as your goal as a team. So our goal is to just win the next game and do it, represent the school very well, obviously graduate our students, our student athletes, but our goal is just to win the next game every night, and hopefully by the time we get to the end of the season, we're in a great position to win even the next one. When I arrived here, I underestimated the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. I really didn't know how good this conference is. It's exceptional. I mean, you know, night in and night out, a good PSAC team can beat a Division I team. We play so many PSAC conference games that, you know, it is, and they can go either way. I mean, games every night could go down to 1 possession or 2, which is why we've been stressing really important in the details of every practice, you know, because anything can happen. We're in a better position this year because we have 7 guys who have actually been through the storm. We have guys who have actually been in PSAC contests. Now I think we've kind of been through a storm, and now we're on the boat and we're ready to go. we're just going to try to win the next game. And that's the only thing that every day we wake up, particularly myself, is wake up every day and just try to find a way to win the next game. I think, we do have 2 leading scorers returning in Matt Tamanoski and Malik Carter, who were top 10 in our conference in scoring. We have a point guard in Cedric Powell, who was second in the conference in minutes played, and that will continue. We've added Jeremiah Wortham, who will play an entire season for us and was a Division I transfer and is an exceptional talent. So we have pieces. We've added Tyler Moff, who's a local product, who's an academic award winner, was a Division I transfer from Buffalo. We have a lot of good pieces on our roster. Now it becomes our ability to integrate them and just win the next game. That's it.